Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. This is it. I am so excited. I cannot believe I am finally able to bring you this book after much anticipation. Megaton Man Mondays brings you the ultimate, and Megaton Man Monday is Megaton Man in Pictopia, Dandy Dons, X amount of comics because quantity over quality, the 1963 When Else Annual. Finally, here, the physical copy, y'all. I am so excited. It is so good. I knew I was going to love it, and I didn't know how much I was going to fucking love it. It's so amazing. I cannot wait to share it with you. So, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that goddamn like button, and let's get right into this motherfucker because it is so beautiful. Look at this cover. All these beautiful characters from the mighty pen of Don Simpson, the creator of Megaton Man. I've been doing Megaton Man Mondays in the past for a long time. I'm sort of behind in shit, but whatever. This is here. Don, if you follow Don online, he's been sharing the pages over the course of him creating this. Which I hesitated reading because I wanted to read it when it all came together all at once, and I'm so glad I waited. It is so good. It is such a great experience. Fresh in my mind. It is so amazing. All these great characters, all these pastiches. Interestingly, I wish Megaton Man was a little more front and center, although I do love Cyclopster. Helldiver is freaking amazing. Like, these characters are so good. Limberlass, beyond. So good, right? Fanagraphics, bless you. I think Fanagraphics did this. Yeah, of course. And I have to say, I'm instantly reminded of the format of my John Byrne, Focus on John Byrne from Fanagraphics from like 30 plus years ago. Nice to see them evolving. But anyway, so it's presented in gorgeous black and white. We have this opening page with these beautiful silhouettes. I think the true testament of a good comic book artist and cartoonist, it's all about line, weight, and control. And Don is like a master inker, penciler, very concise and pristine. Before I forget, I'd also like to point out that is it too early to start the Oscar campaign? So Don wrote, drew, inked, lettered, colored the fucking cover, like wrote everything, created all these amazing characters, and did this in like less than a year. I think the longest we had to wait for this whole book was just it being printed in China, to be honest with you. And so nobody else hand letters, nobody else hand inks pencils anymore. Like, this is such an amazing feat. This is a beautiful book. It is like hype. I cannot hype it enough. Look at this beautiful hand lettering. Nobody's doing that. So if nothing else, can we get Don an Eisner for lettering, inking, penciling, writing? I don't want to say anthology because I have a competing anthology that's going to win the Eisner, so that's not going to happen. But I don't know, annual one shot. What is this? Like, original graphic novel? There you go, because it kind of standalone, right? Even though it is a continuing story. But anyway, it almost looks like Helldiver's dick there. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but I think so these are this is so weird. So this is Don sort of taking his Bizarre Heroes Megaton Man universe and sort of quasi trolling Alan Moore. It's more a sequel to In Pictopia in my mind than it is a sequel to 1963 or the finishing of the 1963 annual, which Don, of course, immediately admits that this is not the 1963 annual. It never will be, but it's sort of like a satire send-up, which Megaton Man is nothing but satire and send-up anyway. So this is perfect. This is amazing. This is genius. It came out 30 years later. I mean, Don, you frickin' hit a home run, and God bless you. You did it. You frickin' did it. And we still have forward, hopefully, to look forward at the end of the year, the Megaton Man first omnibuy of two that are coming out, collecting the Megaton Man series, one of my favorite series. You can find it in my news feed or my YouTube feed, chronicling outlet. But so Don, basically is trying to sort of answer or satire the 1963, it's a large commentary on Alan Moore and what a horrible person he is, and I'm kind of on board with that. Basically, it talks a lot about how he's really just screwed over his legacy, his fan. and basically every artist he's ever worked with, and I largely agree with that. Like, you're going to take your name off like your best-selling work and deny the artist the chance to have the glory when arguably they brought 100% more to the project than your old weird beard added ass did. I'm sorry. Do I sound biased? I might be a little bit. But look at these great characters. They're so good and so fun. Did I say how much I love Affable My Ass? Now, I do have to say, and this is, the punk rocker in me, but like, I wish he would have left it called Fuck Al. Like, I feel like that would have been more. Yeah, fuck Al. Like, fuck you. This is what it's about. This is a nice cover and all its Easter egg pastel colors. Love you, Don, but I would have rather colored this myself, but I do get to color Don in my book. Anyway, but I do love it. I mean, like, it just shows Don's talent. It's so funny because he colored, like, all the original, like, Megaton Man covers, or at least, like, I think he started to at some point, and, like, there's nothing the man can't do. All right? Where were we here? I love this like 9-panel grid, like Watchmen vibes, right? Haha, just kidding. Like as if Alan Moore invented the 9-panel grid. I mean, let's not give Alan Moore more credit than he deserves, no pun intended. Um, I don't know. There's something oddly erotically appealing about this character in some way. With I don't know. There's like a juxtaposition with feathers and like I don't know a loincloth. I don't know. It's funny because, Don did do some Arrows comics, and there is a lot of sexuality that he brings in, sensuousness that he brings to his characters. First of all, like, everyone is beautiful. Everyone has an amazing body. There's, like, nobody in this book that you probably wouldn't sleep with. Except for maybe, who's that? He's coming up, but, like, the liquid guy, yeah, no. Limberlass, like, oddly appealing, like, fetishists, like, rejoice, like, I'm just so concerned about her butthole, and I asked Don, and he, of course, was a gentleman and wouldn't tell me, but, I guess it's only one. Like, there's no reason for her to have two buttholes, is there? Because she only has two butt cheeks, I think. I know, weird, but these are things I feel like are worth considering. Like, Yarn Man, is it like, he had an affair with Megaton Woman, so he's got to be packing some sort of yarn thing or something. Anyway, look how beautiful Helldiver is. I love it. Like, so a lot of the analogs and pastiches are sort of like quasi like 90s image characters, sort of, but Marvel. I mean, obviously, this is like Black Spider-Man. I think he's called Black Bug, and they call him Blackie at one point, which cracked me up. But anyway, like, look at this. This is beautiful. This could be an actual cover. I'm dying to color this as well. This needs to be a print that you sell, Don. I feel like she should be in more pink. I don't know. Not crazy about her colors, but, like, love her. And her pink hair. I do love the pink hair. Helldiver, amazing. Damned if I know. Oh, by the way, because I'm always about the art and shit, but I have to say that like, my journey with Don Simpson was like being 12 years old, seeing like this flyer with a little thing of Megaton Man on it, and that's my first glimpse at Don Simpson's art, and like having been in love with his art forever, and then like discovering his writing via, I guess, I don't know, Megaton Man meets Savage Dragon and Splitting Image, and not being like having access to Bizarre Heroes and Megaton Man, and like just finally like fully finding his voice, and like I don't know, I love Don's dialogue, I love his sense of humor, like it's so funny, and he's from the Midwest, so I have said before and I'll say it again, but I feel like maybe I get his sensibility because of that, because I'm from the Midwest as well, even though I'm a West Hollywood boy now, but you know what I mean, the psychic squid, and I love that Squid is like, just like, it's the gift that keeps giving. Like, there's no page that is like lacking in detail, skill, precision. It's funny because there's a reference to, he, I think a great satirist and cartoonist is always willing to take jabs at themselves too. And he sort of makes reference, because I feel in a way, I mean, I feel like there was like a guideline here, but I do feel in a way there's a certain amount of ad-libbing that Don must do, that is kind of otherworldly, like how he's able to just create, even if they are like sort of makeshift other characters. It was like, oh my god, could you imagine owning the original art to this page? How beautiful. And when you own an original Don Simpson art, you're gonna get like the lettering on the page too, which always sweetens the pot for me. Like I said, clear your shelf for that Eisner. We need it at least, if nothing else, even though it deserves it for everything, your freaking lettering. Like, we need to acknowledge Don Simpson before he's like, you know, unacknowledgeable. I mean, look at the beauty of this. Like, there are several splash pages throughout. We get a glimpse of the splitting image characters. Obviously, Shaft, Badrock, is that the Savage Drag Queen. We need to talk about the Savage Drag Queen, Dawn, by the way. Let's see what else. Oh, Pitt, of course. Um, I don't know. Like, I just love this so much. Oh my god, silhouettes. You know, I love this. This character kills me. I love him so much. Like, this Planner's Peanut, watch out. Here's your beaker replacement. You can tell an iconic character who they are by their silhouette. And these are just like arguably throwaway characters created just for this story to tell. You know, they're almost like, what do they call it? Deus ex machina in a way. And I don't know, they just work so well. Like, I think that's one of Don's talents, is that the Jim Valentino character. You know, like, as I'm so glad, like, I did my deep dive on Megaton Man and Bizarre Heroes. So I feel like you know, it's paying off a lot sooner for me than other people who may have been, you know, fans 30 years ago, in a weird way, right? Helldiver, once again, like, she needs her own freaking series. Like, come on, Eric Larson. Like, can you not see Eric Larson's version of this character? Like, we need a flip book, Helldiver, one shot, one side Don Simpson, one side Eric Larson. Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee. I love, like, I don't know, it's so hilariously on point how Don Simpson makes fun of people that, from my point of view, even though I'm not the butt of the joke, like, I almost feel like, how can you be insulted in a way because it's so, like, clever? But then again, you know, it's easy to feel that way when it's not you. And I love this part too. Speaking, I told you there was going to be an Easter theme to match the Easter egg pastel colors on the cover, and here we go. It's Alan Moore hanging on a cross, even though it's not really Alan Moore, it's like whoever. You know, there's like everybody's somebody who's not somebody else, and then suddenly we get like reality slipping here. Beautiful panel here, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, that Don Simpson, like, if he's ad-libbing this, super crazy, just because the cinematic scope and beauty of this, when you like put it all together, is like ridiculous. Like, who does this? You know what I mean? It's like, this is like, I don't know, like, you just don't see this from creators who have been around for decades as long as Don Simpson has, because, you know, I think like if you look at like some of the older works of like a Dave Cockrum, a George Perez, or a you know, like a John Byrne, as much as I love all those guys and still love their older stuff, I feel like there's a disconnect, or like a perhaps drop in, or shift in quality. I hate to say drop, but you get what I'm saying. And Don Simpson, just artistically speaking, this is nothing short of beautiful. I mean, this there's so many panels in here that just blow me away, you know. But he never sacrifices the storytelling. He never sacrifices the humor. And I've also said that often about, you know, reviewing Don Simpson's work, is like, part of what makes it so great, and I think that's why Mad Magazine had so much success, is like, it was funny, but they had some really great art behind it. You know what I mean? And the juxtaposition of really classic, beautiful superhero artwork here, which is what he's totally satirizing and lampooning, needs to exist in order for it to be as on point and funny as it is. And no stone is unturned. And oh my gosh, one of my favorite, of course, if you follow my channel or know me or whatever, know that this is going to hold a special place in my heart. But this is absolutely one of my favorite part of the book, is the inclusion of the Big Bang characters. Um, they just, you know, Don has a history with Big Bang comics, Ultraman, Thunder Girl, Night Watchman, and he's has a pinup in my Big Bang anthology that I'm putting together, and that I colored. That's what I was referencing earlier. And he worked them into the story in like such a loving and unobtrusive way. And of course, hysterical at the same time. I mean, this has to be a Judge Dredd pastiche. I was hoping this gun would be a little more phallic, but I love how sci-fi it is. Like once again, did it like I think I've only said it every third page, but I love Helldiver. Like I absolutely fan pinup coming soon. Like she's beautiful. I love her. She's amazing. You had me at 6 foot ponytail. Okay. And here we go, my beloved Big Bang characters ushering. I love her using like the a thunderbolt to like prod the hose along. I don't know. That's so good. Cyclopster. Like I'm sorry, but the and once again, Thunder Girl ramming the lightning bolt up her booty. Goodness gracious. Night Watchman. Where did Ultiman go? Don't tell me. He's at the bottom of the heap. I think that's the guy I was talking about earlier. Anyway, like, I don't know, visual feast, right? Like, this could also be sold as a coloring book. You know, just throw a pack of crayons on it and, like, shh, like, give it to a kid. I don't know. Sure, I mean, what was it, 30 bucks, 20 bucks? Oh, only $20. Oh my God, what are you waiting for? Like, 20 is like the new $5. Like, that is like nothing. Like, just, if you don't have this, I kept warning you for like, what, a year? Like, this isn't the book you want to sit on. You don't want to miss out on this. Like, if you're watching this and you forgot about it and you haven't ordered it and you're unable to find it, you're going to be super upset. But I don't want to hear about it, okay? Because fair warning. Here's all the public domain characters. His take on public domain characters is so spot on and exactly how I feel. Like, you know, every hack rejoices. Yay, somebody's public domain. Now I can put my shit stamp on it. I love it. So good. There's a reason for gatekeeping classic characters, okay? Not everyone should have access to them, I feel. And I've seen several examples. Okay, this is my freaking favorite panel in the whole book. And Gary, I have to ask you secretly how you feel about this book because I thought it was hysterical. It sort of speaks very well to the satire, the homage sort of angle of Big Bang, and that they're based on sort of like Batman, and you know there was like always gay rumors about whatever. So we have Ultiman and Night Watchman, and he says Thunder Girl is right. Y'all need to lighten up, which is so uncharacteristic. I don't see Ultiman talking like that, but I love it at the same. And then Night Watchman, but this is why it's funny, is because this is old school talk, and you know, Big Bang's is very classic, Silver Age, Golden Age, so this wouldn't be out of character for him to say this when he says funny books should be funny and fun, lighthearted, and gay. And then Ultiman says, don't say it. And then Don's little note, hey, out your own characters, Simpson, the Big Bang editors. Sorry, but so good. So much love for that. That was so fantastic. I love it. Now back to the task at hand. I mean, here we go. Another, and there's Ultiman in all his glory. Like, this is begging for colors, Don. Like, like stupid to say. Image should do a colored version of this, and it should also be treasury size. But that's just my greedy desire. Like, and in one way, I think Don did it backwards. Like, we're getting the artist edition first, and now I want the freaking colored edition just because it's bright, beautiful, colorful superheroes from cover to cover, no matter how much, lament or satire or sarcasm or hate for Alan Moore is dripping through it. It almost reads like a letter from a jilted lover, from Don to Al. Oh my God, I love this page here too. This is so good. Limberlass. Like, this very much speaks to sort of like Marvel of the 70s, 60s. I don't know. Before my time, but that's how I imagine. Like, I just love it. Like, very pin-up-y in a way, but it's still a splash page. Like, shows her doing all her tasks. I love her cooking, and she's got the, like, hot mitt on the oven. She's also vacuuming, but then she has a roller skate with a pen attached to it to balance the checkbook, because she's also good at managing money. Oh, my God. And that's the humor of Don Simpson, right? A 1963 One Else Annual exclusive. There's cleverness all throughout. Like, I don't know, Limberlass has no arms, and then she gets these robotic arms, and, like, that makes sense. But it's like an alternate reality. And it goes back and forth, and I don't know. And have we even seen Megaton Man yet? Like 38 pages in. It is his book after all. Did we see him? My God, we haven't seen him yet. Not to out you, Don, but but hey, the best. Like I feel like that's the secret of Megaton Man. Like the supporting cast sort of outgrew the main character. Here he is, 40 pages in. Woo! In a typical Megaton Man introduction. But there's a lot of great commentary throughout. There's fun classic homages to sort of, really great superhero tropes. There's commentary on the dwindling down of IP by sort of having everybody, like, having too many versions of Megaton Man. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like, am I unpeeling the onion too much? Like, you should just enjoy this on your own. You should freaking buy it. It's beautiful. There's no reason not to. I love, this is one of my favorite parts, him turning the back of the Statue of Liberty's head into a Rob Liefeld pouch. Like, come on. Come on. $20, people. Eisner, Harvey, Eagle, Oscar? Why not? Don deserves an Oscar for this. These two were hidden in the microscopic world of Dr. Ugg drugs, half smoked joint. I almost toked you. Oh my God, it's so funny, right? So good. I don't know. It's just like, it's very cinematic in a way too, because I feel like they're on this like sort of epic journey, and like just all craziness breaks loose along the way. I mean, we do get, important like appearances and updates from the bizarre heroes people, like Earth Mother and Megaton Man and Cowboy Gorilla. Oh my gosh, here we go again. Just as Big Bang is about to exit the building, here comes Cowboy Gorilla. Good gravy, an active six-shooter situation. I love you, Don Simpson. Your dialogue is so good. And this, beautiful. Like, I don't know if you're ever going to sell the original art here, but dibs. Dibs? Can I have dibs? Beautiful. Begging for color. Just an amazing book. This is, like, I kept touting this as, like, the event book of the year, and it really is. It, I don't know. Like, can you tell I like it? Like, it just hits on so much. Like, once again, the hand lettering. Like, give me a break. And born in the U.S. agent becomes I'm Corporal Star Stripe now. And, like, I don't know, just, like, the most, like, arbitrary changes to his costume. Like, so silly. Like, see you in 2053. So, Don, if you're still around in 2053, we're gonna have to have another annual. Like, this is the inevitable point in an Image comic book, even when it's not an Image comic book, that I have to turn the book sideways to show you the gorgeous frickin' art, so big and beautiful. I mean, you knew it was going to be good, right? I know that all my viewers who are smart enough to know what I'm talking about pre-ordered this and are probably like, Michael, we read that 3 weeks ago when you got yours, but you were too busy to cover it until now. And I'm guilty. I apologize. This is such a great way to culminate the Megaton Man Mondays. What a beautiful book. It promises a sequel. See you in 2053, Don. It's so amazing. There's an extensive afterword talking about the whys and wherefores. We get to see a young, blonde, ambitious Don Simpson, hand lettering his frickin' brains out, like, whatever. That's like his big tide in 1963 anyway, is lettering it. So, you can't own a copyright on a number. Beautiful. Ripped off from Alan Moore for Watchmen. So, you know. Anyway, how good is this book? It's so good. Like, I just, wow. I'm just so blown away. And, like, it's so freaking amazing. So well done. There's an extensive, like, glossary in the back for sort of, like, explaining his jokes if you need the explanation, which I probably do in a lot of cases. Very referential. I think it speaks to his professionalism and just, like, attention to detail to include that little thing in the back, because he certainly didn't have to. God knows I never feel the need to explain my bizarre sense of humor. Anyway, there it is, people. If it is within your power, buy this book, vote for it, for every award it is possibly available for. This is arguably the work of Don Simpson's career. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Worth the wait, worth every penny. What more can I say? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button. I'll bring you more soon.